talent without work ethic was a wasted opportunity. I'm always curious about that. Like, who was the greatest painter of all time, but she or he never decided to paint?
Yo, estamos con Chico right here in Atlanta. And the reason we are here today doing this interview, okay, with this curly head, is because of GaryVee. Well, one of the main reasons. We built this because GaryVee motivated me to do it. Yo, GaryVee, you gotta talk to me, man. I need your help. I'm still grinding, but we gotta do it, man. All right?
Crazy. And there they go.
You were born in Panama, or your family's from Panama?
Yeah, I was born in Panama.
You were?
Yeah, I was born. I was raised in Panama till I was 10.
Yeah.
And yeah, 2010, my mom ended up getting shot because of like family gang activities in Panama, and she didn't hesitate. Brought me and my brother.
She's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, my dad's American, but he was never in the picture, so it was
Got
like, she took a shot. She just
So
launched
I'm
herself, immigrant, came, no papers, no job, no nothing.
Just came.
Yeah, just came. And
That's what's up.
yeah, pretty much I've been living in Atlanta since 2011.
How'd the music thing start?
A friend invited me to his house. I had just landed from visiting Panama for the first time. That's when I was
Visited back.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Oof, I was like 17? 17. Yeah, I'm 19 now. So it's like,
So just a couple years ago.
yeah, just a couple years ago. And he invited me, he said, yo, there's some friends from school. They're about to record in my basement if you want to come through, chill, hang out, whatever. Went. I went, and he's like, yo, do you want to make a song?
And you were like, what?
Yeah, like what? But I ended up saying sure for some reason. Somehow I was like, sure.
Some intuitive shit?
Yeah, like sure. I went, sure. I ended up recording a full song that day, and then 30 minutes later I made a SoundCloud, uploaded that song on SoundCloud. But the next day the song had like almost 2,000 streams. And I was like, wow.
You were addicted.
I was like, okay, this is cool.
Did it come natural?
Natural. Like I had.
And do you have any relatives that are about music or anything? Like nothing on the radar?
I think, if I'm correct, my grandma, she really liked singing, but she never pursued it. She never talked about it, so I was like,
yeah.
I was into
really
soccer. I was going to be a soccer player.
Sounds like a good Panama kid.
Yeah. And yeah, after that, I really liked making music. I went home, I remember that day, and I was like, yo, I really like this. And it was fun. I had fun. And I go to school next day. I'm like, yo, why are there so many people on the front door waiting? And as I get closer to the door, people are like, yo!
Your shit was fire.
This is fire. You should keep making music. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know you could do it. I was like, I didn't know myself. Like, what do you mean? I'm like,
you didn't know. I didn't fucking know.
I was like, nigga, I found that out yesterday. Like,
this is some 24-hour shit.
Literally, like 24 hour. And I'm like, wow. And then that friend, his cousin, is actually a producer. And he came through all the way from Snellville, which is like an hour away from here, as we are right now. He will come like every once a week or every 2 weeks so we can record. And we just kept doing that over and over and just getting better and better. And during the pandemic, obviously we weren't allowed to go out.
Right, so you got to really...
Were strict as fuck. So what he did, he snuck me into his house. I took a $50 Uber, which I asked my mom for those $50, which she was gonna use to pay the light bill. She gave them to me still. I took that Uber, and that day I made a song called The Move. And that's the song that really took.
Changed your career.
Yeah, and that's the only song I recorded during the pandemic. And I uploaded that song on my DistroKid.
Yep.
I pitched the song to Spotify, and next thing you know, I'm getting playlists at it.
It's crazy. My friend Pud, from back in my early internet days, was the founder of DistroKid, created it. And I remember him telling me like what he was doing, and I remember thinking, because me and Boyd were already tight, and I was like, this is gonna help all those people. And to just like sit here 15 years later or whatever it is, and hear you tell your story, shit just feels so emotional for me. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I tell people, I'm like, man, I know.
How does it just? Do you write now or no?
I write all my songs.
Even the first one.
Even the first one.
So the first one you were in there and you were just like trying to.
Yeah, I just kind of got like a rhythm, and then it took me like a while, obviously,
to
because I
get
was
your
like,
cadence.
Okay, I've never done this, so I was
Of course.
like,
But you've listened to so much music.
Music that I was like, yo,
and you always fucked with it? Like you always loved listening to music?
It felt more of like a passion listening to music for me. Like, you know, when you listen to music and you enjoy it, for me it was like a passion.
You need to move to come front, come in.
Like I would
Stop for you anyway.
Oh, it's okay.
Like I would literally like, it would be a passion listening to music. I remember on the way to school I couldn't keep my headphones out. In class I couldn't get my headphones out. I made a deal with my teacher to have one headphone in and one out. And because she was like, you seem like you can't let it go. And I was like, I don't know what it is. I just can't stop listening to music. I can't. And she made a deal with me. She said, fine, one headphone in, one out. And
good for her. I love teachers that can teachers that can adjust to a kid. I admire them so much, not just following the direct path. And when you think about your journey, like, it's teachers like that matter.
Yeah, I went back to my school, I think late last year, and I saw some of the teachers and they was like, wow, I'm so shook that you're here. I'm like, why? I was like, I had to come back and just say thank you so much. And then I explained to them and everything. I was like, wow, that's so crazy. Like, it's literally
What are you
crazy.
thinking about now?
Right now?
Yeah.
At this moment?
Not right this exact, like within the macro, like how are you thinking about what have you been thinking about the last couple of weeks and what are you thinking about like for the rest of this year?
Wow, that's a lot. I mean, in the last couple of weeks I've done things I never thought I was gonna do. Like I was never thought that I'd have like people organizing this stuff for me, and it's like, yo, you have this and you have to go here to do this video and this and that and meet so many people and get so much love from people. It's like almost like surprising. Like people come up to me in the store, people come up to me, yo, I love your music. Like honestly, thank you so much. People text me like, yo, thank you so much, because of you I'm actually learning how to speak Spanish so I can communicate with my friends. It's like outside of just making music, it's like actually making an impact.
Yeah, 100%.
My goal, I was like,
that's the best part about music.
Yeah.
It's a medium that fucking just transcends everything.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
It is like.
Which artists did any artists come like in your teenage years really hit you?
Post Malone.
Post.
I love Post Malone, man. Like,
why?
It was just so real. Like.
You think so too, right?
Fuck it. It was
just like, this is me.
This is me.
Take it or leave it.
Up, when I'm good, when it was real.
Yeah.
It's real in all points. It's just real. And it's one of those guys that I really like look up to and that has actually inspired me a lot.
That's nice.
And I will also say, in the last like year or so, St. John, man.
Yeah.
Oof, that guy's fire. That guy is like the guy that I'm like, this guy's different.
He is different.
Super different. And I'm like, his style, his flow.
Yeah, I think like when you're capable of being comfortable, being your complete self, you can win no matter what. You could look like the last 30 people in a row, look like a prototypical, like when they were doing all the, you know, everybody looked like Britney Spears and Jessica Simpson, or everybody looks like Boyz II Men, or everybody looks like, you know, 98 Degrees, or everybody or everybody you know, but if it's actually you, you'll still be the knockoff that breaks out. If you're crazy left field, completely different, if that's authentically you, like, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Yo, you gotta tell Gary about how you're trying to bring like Latin trap with Atlanta, with R&B, because people have been saying, or I heard you say, you love Bad Bunny, whatever, but you're trying to do your own Latin trap.
Yeah.
Well, you have such an advantage. You legitimately, like I was listening carefully, you basically lived half your life, and half in the two places that are dominating fucking popular culture.
Yeah, like I tell people, I'm like, I literally grew up.
Like you literally couldn't have made up a better situation.
And he wants to meet Setch, bro.
Yeah,
Setch is amazing.
Setch.
You'll love him. He's first of all, he's just fucking warm as shit. Seriously.
Oh yeah,
he's a warm ass dude.
He DMs me back constantly.
He's a warm ass dude. He's like a teddy bear. He's like good fucking people.
Yeah.
And he's talented as shit.
He is.
And
That's
he's
the first one from Panama who really made it.
100%.
So is is like,
He's
you
the
gotta
best.
show love.
You
You
gotta
gotta
do-
support the man. It's
Of
coming from
course.
Panama. It's like,
It's
we haven't had
huge.
anybody make it like
It's
that.
huge, and he's really about it. Like he's a
Yeah.
talented kid, and he works hard. That's the thing I fuck with Sex with. He fucking works.
Works hard.
Yeah. Work ethic is so underrated.
He's on everyone's out. Yeah, he's out. I mean, he's just consistent. He's consistent. Yo, tell us about the music, bro.
Talent without work ethic
It's shit.
was a wasted opportunity.
It's shit.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's fucking a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
I just think about that shit all the time. How many people had loads of talent that either didn't fight to find it? I'm always curious about that. Like, who was the greatest painter of all time, but she or he never decided to paint?
Gave up.
Yeah.
Not even gave up.
Just
Oh, didn't even
go.
Didn't even cross their mind.
Novak Djokovic, when I was chopping with him, had there not been a tennis court behind his family's
Never went out.
restaurant, he would have never gone there, and instead he would have been into skiing. He's the greatest, he's gonna be, when it's all said and done, the greatest male tennis player of all time. The serendipity of a tennis court, like, I think about that shit. This is why I push
but then
curiosity
the
so
hard
heavy. Like, try shit. Just try some shit. You were if you said no, I don't sing, and just stayed home and played video games or whatever,
you don't know what would have happened.
I know what would have happened. All the good shit that's happened the last 2 years wouldn't have fucking happened. That's what I know, that part wouldn't have happened.
That's true,
You know, like,
Yeah. Nah, it's crazy. I spoke to that friend yesterday for the first time in a couple months.
you got to make a song about him.
For sure. He's
Like,
actually.
I'm a big fan of like music that like paints a picture of a moment. That's the
Yeah.
turning point in your life.
Yeah.
You actually have to actually really think about that day. And like, while it's still fresh, because it's only a couple years, you need to like remember that day like you need to actually like sit down and try to remember that day.
Yeah.
Like what you had for breakfast, like, you know, like,
What did I do? What did I do?
was it Friday after school or was it on Saturday or Sunday?
It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday. Next day we had to go to school. I never forget. Like,
You got to make a song of the first time you went to church. You like that, right?
That's a good one.
I'm creative.
He does it.
If I had a musical bone in my body, I'd be the biggest rapper in the game.
Yo, DJ Khaled, that
You know I'm going to. I can't wait to drop my mixtapes.
Oh man.
Like, good for you. So young, whole life in front of you.
Yeah. I'm excited for myself.
I'm excited for you too.
Yeah.
There's nothing like the moment when you find yourself. That happened to me like in 4th or 5th grade, because I like really turned on school.
Yeah.
I was like, this ain't gonna be for me.
Yeah, I hate it.
And I was like, what the fuck am I? And then baseball cards hit in 5th grade, early 6th grade. And that was it. My life changed forever. I'm like, even though I was already doing lemonade and shoveling snow and washing cars, that was like grunt work. Baseball cards was like thinking. Like, I think this player's gonna be good. I'm gonna buy 10 of those. I'm gonna sell that. I became a trader instead of a, you know, I always had, like, I still have the grunt work grinder in me, but in 6th grade, I learned how to trade markets. Why does everybody want Don Mattingly, Darryl Straub? I started learning, really changed the course of my life, and like, I knew I was home, you know?
Yeah.
I'm 46, NFTs, same shit I learned in sports cards, same shit I learned selling wine. You know, collecting, why people give a fuck, why people want to wear jeans with rips in them now, but didn't 7 years ago, but did fit 25 years ago. The fucking cycles, what like logos, why, hairstyles, why, you know?
Yeah. That's interesting.
I think about that shit a lot.
6th grade?
In 6th, I think about why people give a fuck about shit. No, I don't think about 6th grade that often, but when I hear something like your story where like you found yourself 2 years ago,
Yeah.
you found what you were supposed to be. I got lucky, I found it real early. Some people don't find it ever. That's
Yeah.
what me and D-Rock were just talking about.
Yeah. There's literally things I still find out about myself every day. Like,
100%.
Do I like this? Do I don't like this?
That's 100%.
Yo, 2 years ago, that's when your son was born.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a little one?
Yeah. So, in the middle of that pandemic, my son was born. And yeah, it's like the craziest. It's like, you'll think that shit's a movie, man. Like a real movie. My son was born. The only song I recorded throughout that whole year. Wow. It's the song that opened the door, the first door. Let's say everything. Yeah. And I'll never forget too, because at that time I was plain broke. I had no job, no nothing.
And
that song was able to make me $1,000, and I was like, oof. I pulled it right out of my district head, and I was able to get my son everything he needed. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Able to do that.
You with his mom?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. She's great. She's great. Super
amazing.
supportive.
It's amazing.
When I told her, I was like, yeah, they invited me to meet, you know, this guy. She was like, of course. I was like, yeah, I think they invited me to meet him today. She was like, no way. I was like, I'm serious. I can't make this up. Like, look at the message.
What was that moment like for you when you get a DM like from GaryVee's management team, like, oh, by the way, we heard your EP and we want to meet you? I would probably freak out.
For me, I was like, I remember I went up to my brother. I was like, yo, do you know GaryVee? He was like, GaryVee? I was like, yeah. He was like, GaryVee? I was like, yeah, him. He was like, why? Yeah. I was like, yo, his team actually wants me to link up with him. He was like, no fucking way. I was like, I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, wow, that's so crazy. She was like, it's crazy because we never pictured doing any of this stuff. I was like,
The internet.
yeah, the internet is so
The
powerful.
internet, bro.
It's so powerful.
If this is 1974, there is no DistroKid. There is no uploading. There's no virality.
Yeah.
None of this shit.
There's no Monday playlist.
Yeah.
He saw we playlist the whole project.
I was
bro.
like, damn, you guys playlisted the whole project, not two songs or.
We gotta wake him up, man.
Oh man.
When we know something's about to happen, we gotta go crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Nah, I was just like, well, thank you guys so much for that.
Mike, we've been doing this for 13 years.
I was down on Kendrick Lamar and everything back then.
Mac
crazy
Miller,
though, man.
Wiz Khalifa.
Wow. Yeah, Wiz
That's why we're
Khalifa
able to
seems like a
recognize
dope
shit
guy.
early, you know. We've seen it.
You.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not.
So I'm crafty.
Uh-oh. Yo, bro, but for real, man, people need to hear this shit, especially with us recording it. You gotta talk about what you're trying to do with the wave and the music. Bro.
Oh, man.
I think it's really important, man. Especially
Yeah.
with you being in Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay. So literally, like, nobody has ever merged the American culture and the Latino culture together to where both cultures feel like, wow, this is fire.
There's not a lot of people that are 20 years old that live 10 years there and 10 years here that have musical talent.
Well, 19, if I'm being correct.
Yeah, but I round up.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, man,
That's right,
you stepped in the fucking
And
talk about timing, Jesus.
my goal is to literally merge both cultures.
Of course, because it's
To
you.
the
It's
point where people feel like
you are that. You don't even need to do anything. You
Yeah.
just need to fucking put out music.
This friend that introduced me to making music, he's African, and I lived and experienced his culture for like the last 5 years. So I ate their food, I went to their parties, I dressed like them. So it was like, part of me feels like I have this African
It's nice.
part of me. So it was like, I'm a
What's
real...
his name?
His name is Joshua Emabanzu. See? Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah.
Who's your guy?
It's my guy. His family is like family. They help me in my lows. So it's like, gotta show them
Yeah,
to them.
it's real.
Gotta show them. It's my boy.
How old is he? Your age?
Yeah, he's my age. I spoke to him yesterday.
Where is he? Here?
No, he's in the military. Hawaii. He's stationed in Hawaii.
So he went to the military a year ago?
Yeah, a year ago. And yeah, pretty much. I spoke to him yesterday. He's great. Just making sure he's great. Honestly, if he needs anything, if I can help him with anything. Just people who really helped me and supported me when none of this was going on.
100%.
Just keeping it real, just being real.
That's who I just had dinner with. Really good friend of mine. Long before any of this. There's nothing like those people.
Yeah, man. I feel like those people are like...
They're the most special people.
Yeah.
If somebody's lucky enough to have a journey that takes them to special places, there's always a feeling you have towards the people that were there before it started. There's just no other, there's just no matter what amazing love or friendship you can make along the way, there's just something about it.
Yeah, like, that's my guy, like, my guy. Like, literally, I remember one day I had to take my son's mom to her appointment. We were in school, and obviously I didn't have a car. And he literally stole his parents' car just to give it to me so I could take it. Like that's my real man.
I would steal D-Rock's car to take you.
Oh man. I was like, yeah, and yeah, that's my guy ever since.
I love that.
So I mean, he's all this way. Like, wow, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
You're nasty at soccer?
Oh man.
You got it like that?
Yeah, man.
Panama's also big time baseball.
Yeah, I would say outside of soccer, baseball is like right there.
I agree.
It's right there. And it's growing a lot.
Yeah.
I like it because it's taking a nice turn. Instead of it being more street, more people like wanting to be in the streets. Like people are like, yo, I want to play soccer. It's just way better to see that than people are like, yo, I'm gonna go. I want to
hit the
sell
corner.
drugs.
Yeah.
Like, which 10 years ago, that's what you were seeing.
It's evolving a little bit.
Yeah, it's evolving.
You been in studios?
Yeah, I've been in studios. Yeah. I prefer to record at home. Like more Airbnbs,
Yeah.
But in the studio, it's like the same. I loosen up. It's like, yo, this is what I do. So it's like, own it.
100%.
It's your own. You take control of it. Create. And yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like this project that I just dropped, it was like a half and half. I recorded some of it in the studio, some of it Airbnbs. One of them I recorded it in my boy's like living room, literally. Like, it just depends. Yeah.
Boy, you been to the studio?
Yeah. This one we're going to right now?
Uh-huh.
By the way, they changed it up. I didn't get a chance to tell you, this is the house now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're just gonna chill in the house.
Bet.
So it's actually kind of even better.
Gotcha.
You want to shoot something? Nightcap pin?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dirk wants everything recorded. And Waka Flocka is there too. Yeah.
The crazy part is I was able to learn English in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, you were still young enough, you know?
But I wanted to learn. That was the thing. Like I was like, yo, I really want to learn English. So I got super into it.
You focused.
Just focus, and I was able to learn fast.
What about TV and music? Helped? Or you were like more into books?
Nah, it helped a lot.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like I never had to like really pick up a dictionary and be like.
I was born in Belarus, in the Soviet Union.
Oh wow.
By Russia.
Yeah.
So I also had to learn it, but I was so young, I was 5. So it was super easy for me. I like learned by watching Scooby-Doo and the Flintstones, and
Yeah.
Batman,
So
and
Scooby-Doo, I'm not gonna.
Price is Right also taught me that shit.
Love the person.
I used to watch.
Talking about learning something. Well, yeah, you go ahead. Yo, you gotta learn how to use TikTok.
I do, man.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta learn how to use
Don't
TikTok.
fuck around.
I gotta learn how to use.
You can't sit in this car with me and not.
Nah, I've been trying. I literally told I was like, yo, I really need to tap into it in a way that I feel comfortable using it and that's like interesting to me. I was like, nah, I gotta use it.
Yeah, bro, show your process, man.
Yeah. Just gotta think of ideas like, yo, this is cool, why not? Let's do it.
Just put it out. People are interested in everything.
Amor de Ferrero, yo soy muy sincero. Even when you're sour, baby, yo soy tu guerrero. Yo te quiero en serio, me encanta tu pelo. Y ya yo sé